Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. On a couple previous videos, I've shown off my homemade DIY ROV, or underwater miniature camera submarine, and today I've got a few repairs and upgrades to do to it. Alright, so we've not had the ROV out since we took it down to Wakan Teepee last year, and we had some issues with it there. Some stuff got frozen because I was going from interior cave air and water to outside winter temperatures, so I think we've had some damage to our waterproof seals. We've frozen up a couple other things. We're going to have to do some repairs on this. We also took some impact damage from driving around inside that cave blind, and some of my lights have broken off here. Alright, we've definitely had some failures of our little waterproof box here because there is still water in there from last winter. Yeah, looks like the controls and the motors all still work, so that's the main part of the ROV. Turns out my submarine waterproofing skills aren't all that great. It's probably a good thing I never finished building the human-sized ride-on version that I was doing when I was a kid. So obviously we need a new camera. Let's try out this backup camera from a car. The auction company I got this from claimed that it had never been used and never installed, so obviously this terrible electrical tape situation must come new from the factory like that. Well, so far the little monitor at least mostly works. I've got an actual underwater fish camera. All of these things have these weird proprietary plugs, so I'm going to have to do some kind of jury-rigging to get this to talk to that modern monitor. Alright, after far too much screwing around and messing with wires, we've got video coming from the fish camera to the car backup monitor. So that's what we wanted, because we want this nice lightweight monitor, and we want the nice waterproof camera, not necessarily that car camera. No matter how clean my workbench starts out at the beginning of the day, it always ends up looking like an explosion at a Radio Shack. That networking class I took back in high school finally came in use for something, making miniature submarines out of trash. So I have a couple more accessories for the ROV. I have a smaller and more modern battery, so I don't have to lug around those car batteries all the time. I don't want to lose all my video if it gets stuck somewhere, and all I have on board is that GoPro. So I've got this little RCA recorder. So right off the bat, we're having some issues with the little RCA recorder. The frame rate or sync rate is not matching up with that camera. I might be able to fix that in the settings, but the other problem is it won't even record. It came with an SD card. I've formatted it, and it's not recording, so I think they just included a fake SD card. So far, this little device is not looking very good. Can't really recommend this. On the plus side, the video screen on my little controller is working just fine, and my thrusters and everything are working just fine on that new battery. Alright, time for a test run. Alright, well everything's working perfectly with the little robot submarine, at least in the garden fish pond. Unfortunately, the fish pond is just about as muddy as the average Minnesota lake, which is why I stopped scuba diving when I moved down here from Alaska. I took one look at Minnesota's 10,000 lakes and realized you can't see anything in them. Fortunately, I think I know somewhere we can take this that actually has some transparent water. So, we've driven down south to a region that has a lot of old mines. And unfortunately, even though this mine is basically wide open, there's no signs, there's nothing saying that that you can't go in here. Unfortunately, as you can see, the mine has completely flooded, and this passage or adit just goes down underwater immediately. So there's no way for a human to get in here without scuba gear, and I don't want to do that. So our other option is the little ROV. Alright, so we've got the ROV drone back out of the mine. It worked fairly well. As we got deeper, we started to get some buoyancy issues. We started just bottoming out, sinking a little bit, and I think we actually flooded our center compartment again. So we went a little too deep. We even flooded the little GoPro, so might have killed the GoPro, not sure yet. We also got stuck between some rocks at one point, so I'm lucky I got the thing back. So that ROV mission was pretty successful. We got down in that underground mine. Didn't see anything too crazy, but it was a good test of the thing, and we definitely still have a few bugs to work out. I think I'm going to eliminate that center compartment. That's just an extra thing to flood. We're going to tweak some more things. Maybe we'll give it a grabby arm, maybe we'll do some other stuff, but that's all stuff for a future installment. If you want to see what we do next with the homemade ROV here, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss it, and stay tuned for future installments. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.